Okay. Marilyn and I are so happy that we could be part of this, and we are so happy, and we're so proud to be part of such an amazing organization, such as American Friends of Neve Hanna. Janet, we love you, and we wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. I want to call on first Rabbi Jonathan Lubaliner, but before I call on him, those of you who don't know anything about Neve Hanna Children's Home, let me give you a background, okay? Quick summary. Neve Hanna Children's Home is a loving home for children from distressed and dysfunctional family in the south of Israel. They are the children of Russian, Ethiopian, Middle Eastern immigrants, and native-born Israelis. By providing a nurturing and supportive family environment, Neve Hanna offers these at-risk youth the chance to grow beyond the circumstances from which they emerged. With its therapeutic programs, leisure time activities, and projects, Neve Hanna Children's Home strives to meet all the physical, emotional, mental, and educational needs of its children. And we also instill Jewish values and traditions within our children, okay? I want to give you a brief background of Janet Tobin, as you all know her, okay? Janet Tobin was born March 25th, 1937 in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. She attended and graduated Brooklyn College with a BA major in education and psychology. Janet was a teacher and assistant director of the summer school program for Great Neck Schools. Janet also served on the health education committee for Great Neck Schools. Janet Tobin, as you all know, has a long distinguished history of volunteerism within the Jewish community. She served as international president for Women's League for Conservative Judaism from 1998 to 2002. As part of her life's work for Women's League and Israel, Janet also started the Masorti study days in Israel and had a Torah scroll written for Women's League. Janet also chaired many committees from Women's League. That includes membership, adult education, and Israel affairs before becoming the international president of Women's League. So she served all these different committees while she made her way up, and eventually she became international president for Women's League. She also served as Merkaz USA president for 5 years. She was member of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations for 9 years. Janet served on the boards of the World Council of Synagogues, World Zionist Organization, or as you all know, WZO, United Synagogue, JTS, and many others. She has relationships within the Jewish community, including Masorti, API, Stand With Us, Merkaz USA, the Federation of Jewish Men's Club, the Women's League for Conservative Judaism, Jewish National Fund, and of course, our synagogue, Janet, as you know, Congregation Lador Vador. Following her presidency at Women's League, Janet became the co-president for American Friends of Neve Hanna. Yay! We are a nonprofit children's organization associated with the Neve Hanna Children's Home in Kiryat Gat, Israel. It was a little over 25 years ago, to be exact, on a Women's League for Conservative Judaism's Israel mission that Janet and Erwin were introduced to the children of Neve Hanna. As soon as they entered the village, the boys wanted to play basketball with Erwin, and the girls wanted to show Janet how beautifully they fixed up their rooms. They had a great day and were immediately hooked. When Rabbi Benjamin Kreitman asked Janet and Erwin to become members of the board of directors of American Friends of Neve Hanna, they immediately said yes. Okay, now to go on all her work, I have not listed everything. There are so many more programs that have not listed here, but I will begin with this. Janet brought in and sponsored specific individualized therapies, educational programs, and leisure time activities for the children's home. Her mission and vision was to provide therapies and activities that would be meaningful and important to the children of Neve Hanna. In the late 1990s, Janet brought over the Bar and Bar Mitzvah program. Over the years, some of the therapies and programs were photography, music, the Torah Project, the library, and now currently we are sponsoring Ziv Nuri. It was important to Janet that American Friends of Neve Hanna also support important teenage programs such as Streetlight, and as I mentioned before, Ziv Nuri. Next up, Janet is hoping to find an English teacher and a new educational language program for the children of Neve Hanna. Bottom line, Janet wants to see bright futures and much, much, much continued success for each and every child of Neve Hanna. She wants them to be proud, successful Israelis with beautiful families and confident in all and what they do in life. Janet and her husband, Erwin, co-president, also co-president of Neve Hanna, they live in Great Neck, New York. They are the proud parents of children, Robin, Mark, and Scott, son-in-law, David, daughters-in-law, Dodie and Jennifer, and they have many, many grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Janet, we love you and we honor you in all that you do. Everything that you do with pride, passion, and inspiration and love. And that's the bottom line. And we love you, Janet. Thank you for all that you do and all that you are. God bless you. I now want to call on Rabbi Jonathan Lubliner.
Thank you, Lisa. Janet, I have my Neve Hanna pin on in your honor, and I can't help but think how much my mom would want to express her thanks to you for all of the years of service. I remember something she said to me at the very beginning of your tenure, and she said, you know, I think we now have somebody who's going to carry us through and take us to new places. And she was absolutely categorically right. And I am so glad to be able to, in some small way, be a part of this birthday celebration that spans a good chunk of the globe. Today, or actually tomorrow, is it's your Peh birthday, Hey Hey, which in Gematria is 85. And I couldn't help but think of the verse in Eshet Chayil, Pia potcha v'chochma, the Torah Chesed al Lishona, that she opens her mouth with wisdom, and the Torah of loving kindness is on her tongue. So many ways the Torah of loving kindness that you have practiced has made Neve Hanna better, more vibrant, and in so many ways an enriched institution. So on your Peh birthday, this 85th and bis 120, I'd like to offer you this brief Misha Berach prayer on this special birthday. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et Shenel Bat Avraham Umalka Sina. Hayom anachnu chogegim otach umodim al kol hachasadim asher gamal la Elohim miyom hivalda ad hayom hazeh ואנחנו מודים על כל המעשים הטובים אשר עשתה בחייה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור אותה וכל משפחתה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיה, עם כל ישראל אחיה, ונאמר אמן.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
May
Thank you
God
so-
have blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless Janet, Shandel, Bat Avraham, and Malka Sima, whom we celebrate this day. We are grateful to God for the gift of her life, which she has enjoyed from the time of her birth until now. Janet, may the Holy One continue to bless you with length of years, good health, the pleasure of Torah study, and the profound satisfaction that comes from a life of Masim Tovim, the performance of good deeds. In celebrating today and many, many other birthdays to come, we hope, may your example remind us that people may count the days of their life, but a person of wisdom and goodness strives to make every day count. Amen.
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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And you know how much your mother meant to me. And it was her last trip to Israel that she came with me and Rabbi Kreitman and Jill Kreitman, and we had such a marvelous time. So thank you for your blessing, and thank you for just carrying on your mother's wishes. It's a pleasure to have you with me.
Thank you. And it's a privilege.
Okay, thank you so much, Rabbi Lubliner. That was
That-
beautiful.
beautiful.
It was such an honor. Thank you so much for that beautiful blessings and the words in honor of Janet. And we love you, and we will continue your mother's mission. We will. Okay, now
With pleasure.
with pleasure and honor and grace.
Mhm.
I now want to call on Janet's husband, Erwin.
Hi, thank you. No, you haven't. I want to say good morning and good afternoon to everybody. Now I realize, after hearing everything that Lisa said, why I go to the office so much. I would like to thank all of you for honoring Janet today. And we, as Lisa said, we got involved about 25 years ago when we went on the Women's League mission. And it was Selma and Tiny Weintraub, and Tiny introduced me to all the kids there.
Yeah.
Janet fell in love with Neve Hanna at that time, and with the help of Rabbi Kreitman, we kept the relationship going. I don't want to sound like a chauvinist, but because of Janet's love for Neve Hanna, there were nights that she was working when she was supposed to be making dinner, and I didn't have dinner. And for 64 years, I never made dinner or lunch. And she says breakfast, but I did breakfast. So I just want to know how much she has worked for Neve Hanna.
That's beautiful.
And I just had.
He
one-
never missed a meal.
Yeah,
I
I
made
never
every
missed
one of them.
Never missed a beat. But it may have been later because of everything. I'm not sure if Janet wants the children at Neve Hanna to either call her a foster mother or Bubby, but she certainly wants one of those by these kids, because they all know her when we come in and we go through those gates and we see the faces. Some of the children, they're no longer children. They're in their 30s when we met them the first time, because they went through Neve Hanna, they went to university, and now they're working there. So we have a great deal of pleasure when we get there.
Absolutely. That's true.
Thank you, Lisa.
That's wonderful. No, thank you, Erwin. Those beautiful words always. And again, I will sing both your praises. You're a power couple. You make things happen. And you make wonderful things happen at Neve Hanna. And I thank you both. Janet, we love you. I'll keep saying it over and again. We love you. Now I want to call on Janet's daughter, Robin Tobin Hess, another esteemed colleague of mine, of ours, and a wonderful board member, very active and very engaged in Jewish life, especially the children of Neve Hanna. Robin, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Janet Tobin, my mother, has worn many hats throughout her lifetime. Educator par excellence in elementary school, wife, mother, bubby, and leader of countless Jewish organizations, including president of Sisterhood, president of Marathon Jewish Community Center, president of Women's League, president of Merkaz, and finally, president of Neve Hanna. Please note that all her organizational titles all begin with president. She clearly strives for and would tolerate nothing less. Seriously. She pours her heart and soul and all her numerous skills into each of her roles. In each of her many roles, she turns ideas, dreams, and the possible into the actual. Most recently, the children of Neve Hanna have benefited from her energy, vision, and dedication. As a leader of countless Jewish causes, the goal is always to elevate and advance the cause, and never self-aggrandizement. She epitomizes the maximum in Kohelet of Shem Tov, Mishemen Tov. A good name is greater than fine oil. She is respected and loved by all who come in contact with her. Her good name always precedes her, and this is truly a great zechut, merit. For all her organizational work, I give her the blessing. B'chol mi osim b'tzarchei tzibor be'emunah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishalem secharam, v'yasir mehem kol malchala, v'yirapeh l'chol gufam. And all who are involved faithfully in the needs of the community, may the Holy One, blessed be He, pay your reward and remove all affliction and heal their entire body. On a personal note, I can say that my mom has always been a loving and caring mother. And Bubby, you've always been there, and you've always been the wind beneath your wings. You have and continue to set an extraordinary example for my brothers and I, as well as your 18 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren, and your little puppy. I wish you continued good health, happiness, and long life to 120 years. Happy birthday, Mom.
Thank you, Rob, so much. You know, family comes first in everything that I live for.
Talk to you later.
Robin, thank you so much. I am so moved. Okay, getting a little emotional here. Okay, I would like to now call on Alan Goddessman, past international president of Federation of Jewish Men's Club, a member of FJMC's International Kiddush Club, an esteemed colleague and board member of American Friends of Neve Hanna. Go ahead, Alan, where are you?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Way too much of an introduction. You know, I've learned never follow rabbis, never follow children, and never follow the honorees children. But, thank you, Lisa. I'll try. Janet, I knew you were an amazing woman. I just really didn't know how amazing, and as Lisa said, powerful couple you are. I met you while you were the president of Merkaz. I met Erwin before part of the Federation of Jewish Men's Clubs. And you and I and Stan and Mike Perloff got together and we put together the Merkaz advocacy seminars. And
Right.
I don't know if I ever thanked you, but I want to thank you for all you've done and really helped me, because through those Israel advocacy seminars, there was a day that I will never forget where I felt like a rock star. I flew in from Florida to Washington, D.C., and we had a meeting with Noam Katz, and we got to meet Ambassador Michael Oren, and then we
Right.
flew home. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, when I think of it, I still start trailing and can't believe this man from Toronto, a child of a Holocaust survivor, was
Yeah.
able to do that. And I thank you with all my heart. I wish you nothing but success. Till a hinder and Svansik, you and Erwin have set such a high bar and example for your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. You're not done yet. What a legacy you have created. Only wish you lots of mazel, nachas, and only good things and good health. Happy birthday and many more. And toda
Thank
rabba
you.
for all you do for the Jewish community worldwide. Amazing, amazing woman.
Thank you so much, Alan. We became friends from that convention, and I still hold you very highly as a very dear friend and colleague.
And we even meet in the airport every so often.
That's right, that's right.
Many beautiful and healthy and happy years.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Alan Goddessman. Unfortunately, I understand Cantor Zachary Mondro is having connection issues. So we wanted to have him sing some songs in honor of Janet, but I think he's having connection issues. So we're gonna move on because we have another amazing surprise. Okay, let me just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna remove spotlight. I'm gonna call on Anchi because Anchi has some wonderful words for Janet in honor of her 85th birthday. And we have a wonderful surprise for you, Janet. I'm giving you the floor, Anchi.
Thank you, Lisa. I hope everybody can hear me. Yes, I guess so. My personal broche you will get tomorrow over the phone, Janet. But I, instead of wishing a day ahead something, I want to tell a very small short story of news we got this week from a young lady called Lily. You remember her, Janet?
Yes.
It's a child who grew up in Neve Hanna, and when she started to study, she struggled, and the American friends kicked her studies off. Now, a good couple of years later, she got her BA final grades and is officially with an academic grade. And she is already 3 years working in a community on public health service, mental health services. So this is a very special story for you and everybody who helps Neve Hanna. But since I'm sitting here alone and in Neve Hanna, they are still taking care of the children, running around preparing supper and so on, we have a small surprise. And now pray that it technically will work. It's always the moment I am afraid of. I will simply try it. I hope you can see my screen.
Oh, there's my friend.
So you can see the screen. Okay, so just wait. We will get a little bit bigger in the picture.
Oh, there he is.
And Janet, since you are Ola Chadasha, you will have to put up with a little bit Hebrew mixed with a little bit English. It's a few seconds. You will be introduced to a couple of very active people from Neve Hanna. Enjoy. And now let's see. I hope it will work.
Hi, Janet. Best
Hi,
regards. Congratulations for your birthday. You are one of the beloved person of Neve Hanna. We love you all, and I particularly love you and appreciate you and wish you the best. For me, my own family, Katie, Tai, Daniel, and Arbel, we love you. Janet, in your birthday, I wish you all the best and long, healthy and productive life. We want to say you in thank you for all you are doing for Neve Hanna and for what you and your family are for Neve Hanna. All the best, Chaim.
Oh, Danny.
מאחל לך הרבה בריאות והצלחה ואושר, אוהב המון דני. ז'אנט, יום הולדת שמח, בריאות ושמחה, ממני מרים, מטפלת בעזרת גינון ונווה חנה ומכולנו פה. כל טוב לך. מזל טוב. ובריאות ואושר ויום נעים וכל השאר בוצר.
ג'נט, מזל טוב, בבריאות, אושר, תמשיכי להיות מקסימה כמו שאת, מכבדים אותך כאן בנווה חנה במאפיית ילדודת, הרבה מזל טוב ובריאות.
מזל טוב, happy birthday, Janet. We wish you and love and success. And we wish that this year we can see you coming more to visit. And happy birthday.
Janet, mazal tov, lots of health too, and continue to do great things, making a lot of fun, of kef, and wish you all the best, all the things that you wish for you.
All the best.
תודה רבה. צ'או צ'או.
מזל טוב.
ג'נט, מזל טוב ליום ההולדת, את מהבסטים, בריאות, אושר, והמון אהבה, ורוצים לראות אותך פה הרבה אצלנו. אוהבים. Hello, Janet.
Oh, Judith. Judith.
Nice birthday. Look, the books are already almost in their places with numbers. In a short time, the ספרייה will be perfect. מזל טוב.
Dear Janet, happy birthday, my dear. הרבה מזל טוב, יום הולדת שמח, הרבה בריאות ואריכות ימים. תודה רבה שיש אותך, אוהבת אותך.
היי ג'אנט.
Hi, Paulette.
שלך הרבה בריאות, נחת, ושתבואי לבקר אותנו הרבה. ביי.
בעולם, אז ג'נט היקרה, גברת המיוחדת שמלאה בנתינה ותמיד נמצאת עבור ילדי נווה חנה, תלמוד אחרים, עבור אחרים. מאחלים לך מזל טוב ליום הולדת 85, גיל זה רק מספר, כי את מיוחדת, תמיד מגיעה לנווה חנה עם מישהו יקר ומחייכת ועושה טוב לאחרים, זה לא ברור מאליו. אז מכאן מוסרים לך את כל האהבה שבעולם, אנטי וכל צוות נווה חנה, כל הילדים וכל הצוות היקר שאוהב אותך, כל ההנהלה, ואתם מיוחדים במינם, אז השיר אהבה כמו שלנו מגיע אלייך כי את אישה מיוחדת במינה. Happy birthday, Janet.
Thank you.
ג'אנט היקרה, הכי חשוב.
Lauren. Oh, Lorraine.
Dear Janet, the most important thing in life is to thank God for what we have.
She filmed this.
סלח לי אבי כי חטאתי לך, בכל לי על כל פשעי. גם בימים ששכחתי אותך, היית תמיד בחיי. בכל הדרכים שהלכתי בעצם, היית לי נר לרגליי. הייתי עיוור, לא
Yeah.
Look at that.
Janet,
That was beautiful.
love you
Thank
very
you.
much. From all of
Bless
Neve Hanna, thank you for all you're doing for us. And this time around, without Corona and you being in Ranana, we hope to see you very often.
It's a wonderful, wonderful staff. We're one family, which makes it so beautiful. And I love working with all of you, and makes me very happy when I come and see everybody and spend time with all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being
We have
such a
to thank
great
you.
part of my life.
Mazal tov.
Is Rabbi Laron Levy here? Is she here? I don't see.
Yeah.
her.
Hello.
Okay. Rabbi?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to give you the floor. I would love for you to say some words to Janet.
That's a surprise, but thank you. I'm always happy to congratulate Janet. I've been thinking, Janet, that according to our rabbis, a birthday is time for a person to figure out how you use your powers and your energy for the past year, and to check your deeds, what you've been done for the past year, if you added good into the world, or someone, if, God forbid, did bad for the world. And I was thinking that each one of the 120 children of Neve Hanna can say a good mitzvah about you. Each one of them can prove that for the past year and years, you've been doing good deeds for the children of Neve Hanna. And I'm sure that the math for your mitzvot will be very, very high. Speaks of you. The other thing that our rabbis teach us, that in your birthday, you receive special powers and you have to use them for good deeds in order to open up the way for other people. We can use the powers that we receive in our birthday to create new ways for others. And I think that being able to open a house for the children, to open a future for the children, and most important thing, to open the ability to dream, to think that they can have a better life, to think that they can have a better future. I think that is your best legacy in this world. This is the best thing you can do in your birthday, and your actions, your deeds, say that about you more and more as possible. And we want to congratulate you with the Birkat Kohanim. ישימך אלוהים כשרה רבקה רחל ולאה. יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אלך ויחונק. יישא אדוני פניו אלייך וישם לך שלום. Happy birthday from all of us.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Rabbi Laron Levy. Thank you for all that you do. And we're so honored to be, here with you today. We're so glad that you're here with us today. I want to call on Debbie Kainer Goldich. She is the current international president of Women's League for Conservative Judaism and an esteemed colleague and board member of American Friends of Neve Hanna.
Thank you, Lisa. So as I scroll the screens, I realize that I don't know Janet as long as many of you. Many of you are lifelong, longtime friends, and I only know Janet about 25 years. And I met Janet when she was president of Women's League, and I had just finished being a sisterhood president. And Janet plucked me from obscurity and put me on her strategic planning committee. And then before I knew it, Janet created an initiative called Zahava, which was for young leadership. And I was a charter member of that group with 24 other women. And Janet likes to take credit for the fact that I'm now international president. And she calls me one of my girls, and I am one of your girls, Janet.
Absolutely.
What I want to say about Janet is that if you know Janet, you know that there are 4 pillars to her life: family, faith, Israel, and volunteerism. And she already said out loud what I was going to say about her family being the most important thing to her. Her Judaism is integral to everything that she does. Her love of Israel is right there in the forefront, and her volunteerism. And you've heard all about her jobs as president. Her daughter spoke so eloquently about every organization where she served. But most importantly, what I want to say to you, Janet, is that you've left a legacy of every place you've been. In Women's League, as I walk in, I see the Torah that you helped to create. Neve Hanna is your living legacy, and it continues to be your legacy. And so we know you're not done yet, and there's much more work to be done in your life. I want to wish you a happy, healthy, and wonderful birthday celebration and tell you that I love you.
Thank you so much, Deb. It was nice being on the board meeting and listening and watching you and felling from you also.
Thank you so much, Debbie. We love you. Okay, I want to call back on Alan Goddessman, who's going to introduce a very special guest. Alan?
So I'd like to introduce a very short introduction, because really his bio and is about 18 or 27 pages long. You can click on the link that Lisa had sent out and see all of it. Chazan Zach Mondro is a very good friend of mine and ours. He's a native of Bloomfield, Michigan. He's a graduate of the H.L. Miller Cantorial School at the Jewish Theological Seminary. He has an amazing voice. He's a phenomenal individual. We love him dearly. And also he has a couple things that aren't in his little bio. If you know or not, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Zach is a whiskey connoisseur extraordinaire. Kanei Nahora, and he is also, I think the word is a sommelier, wine expertise besides his beautiful voice, so he can sing as well as mix drinks, as well as tell you about the drinks. And for the Federation of Jewish Men's Clubs and our International Kiddush Club, where we raised and partnered with Neve Hanna for their bar mitzvah program and bat mitzvah program to provide all the tefillin for all the children that are being bar mitzvahed. It's a beautiful thing. I'd like to welcome Chazan Zach Mondro.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
And Zach, we're definitely putting you on our cantorial circle.
Uh-oh.
For Neve Hanna.
I hope everyone can hear me. I was having some connection issues earlier, but seems to be everything to be going well now. Janet, happy birthday. So I'd just like to formally wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Janet. Happy birthday to you. So I was told, Janet, that you enjoy not only the old Yiddish tunes, but also the music of the big band era and Frank Sinatra. So I figured maybe we can find something that combines those two. And I came up with this little number that definitely needs no introduction. of all the gals I've known, and I've known some. Until I first met you, I was so lonesome. And when you came in sight, dear, my heart grew light, and the old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I'd have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I racked my brain hoping to explain all the things you do to me. Mere Mr. Jane, please let me explain. By mere Mr. Jane means that you're grand. By mere Mr. Jane, again I'll say, it means you're fairest in the land. I could say, Bella Bella, even say, each language, only I'll speak to you. How grand you are, I've tried. By mere Mr. Jane, so kiss me, say you are Mr. Shane, please let me explain. By mere Mr. Shane means that you're grand. By mere Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're fairest in the land. I could say, Bella Bella, even say, wunderbar, each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain by mere Mr. Jane. So kiss me and say you understand.
Terrific.
Oh. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Yashikoa. Thank you so much, Cantor Monroe. But don't go away. I want you to sing a few more songs at the end if you have any left in your back pocket. Okay. I now want to call on Margie Miller. Margie, where are you? Okay. Margie Miller was the immediate past international president of Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Our very, very esteemed colleague, dear friend, and board member of American Friends of Neve Hanna. Margie, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. I love this group. I know so many of you. And what I'm going to say, I know no matter how people know you, it'll fit everybody. I met you, oh my gosh, in the 80s when I was a sisterhood president, and I was a South Shore girl and you were a North Shore gal, and everyone was very territorial, but you never were. You were gracious and you were inclusive. It was never your spirit to do anything less than mentor all of us, include us all, look for what we had to bring to the table, our personalities and our skills. And you encouraged every one of us. And whether we know you from Women's League, and there are so many of our women on the call, or Neve Hanna, or family, or shul, that's who you are to all of us. It's been my honor to not only look at you as that mentor, to look at you as that role model. Your passion for Israel is second to none. But bottom line is, to me and to everybody here, you're our friend and we love you, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Marge. Thank you so much. It's such a wonderful thing to have you aboard and working with you.
Thank you so much, Margie. We love you. Okay, now I want to call on Rabbi Ellen Wollensfield. Rabbi Ellen Wollensfield is a very, very, very dear friend of Neve Hanna. She will go into the whole history of her background and everything, but she is the executive director for Women's League for Conservative Judaism. She's a very dear friend to all of us, to Neve Hanna Children's Home, to Janet and Erwin Tobin, and she's a very, very esteemed colleague of ours. Go ahead, Rabbi Ellen.
Thank you very much. And I want to tell you that Cameron, my daughter, was on earlier, but she had
I
to catch a
know, I
bus.
saw her.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
saw her.
And hopefully she'll get to see you in Eretz Yisrael, where she is now in Israel. She had her way. She'd be there for a lot longer than till May, so we'll see. But I think that's some of your influence as well. All my children have actually been influenced by Neve Hanna. We went there in 2019 for my son Kobe's bar mitzvah. And after that, Cameron became, what's her title? The youth.
Young leadership.
Young leadership. So thank you. I have written words, but there are things, when I used to run a congregation, I was always the first speaker so that no one took my words, which hasn't happened yet. But I thought of other things to say, which is one that I want to say in good spirit, that I think one of the greatest things that any of us can ever do is praise somebody when they can hear us and we can look at them. So this is really a tribute, Janet, that we can praise you today and hakarat hatov to you, if that's a verb, in your presence, so we can all see you. And I want to thank somebody who we can't physically see, but I have a picture of him in my office right now, Rabbi Benjamin Z. Kreitman, alav shalom, who I do not remember when he introduced me to Janet, but I was probably about bat mitzvah age. I don't know. He was my life mentor, and he introduced me to Janet in my first time at the Women's League offices when Janet was here and I was here, because Neve Hanna used to be in our suite, and we saw each other. We both felt Rabbi Kreitman's presence, that he had brought us together to this position. So it's a true honor. So during this period of time, it's this chaotic period of time between Purim and Passover. But I looked up what the date was 85 years ago, and Janet was born right before Pesach. Right. I think it was I looked up the 24th. Oh, but it was the 25th. So I think it was the 13th of Nisan you were born. But still, it was that chaotic period between Purim and Pesach that we're all in right now. So it made me think about how these two holidays connect to Janet. So Queen Esther, a beautiful, insightful, brilliant woman who also, because to save the Jewish people, she had to hide her Judaism at first. Well, we all have heard and we all know that Janet is smart as a tack. She is straight on. She knows what she wants to say. She says it with intelligence and integrity as well. And she always looks impeccable. But most importantly, lahavdil, a little bit different. She's never one to hide her Judaism. She's proud of her Judaism and teaches all of us. So then I look at the heroines of the Passover story, and she's right up there with all of them. Shifra and Puah, who went the midwives and saved the Jewish people. Janet and Erwin, I'll give them a little credit there. If you're ever lacking dinner, I'll talk to my husband. He'll provide you dinner, okay? Because I never provided my household. So, but Janet and Erwin together, they're a pair, like Shifra and Puah, saving Jewish children, no matter what. They're out there. Like Yocheved, the mother of Moses, who we wouldn't have Moses without them. Janet has produced children who are leaders in the Jewish community, who have made Aliyah and really are role models to all of us. And of course, Moses' sister Miriam, who led the people in song, who led the people. Janet, no matter where she goes, she leads people. If she doesn't literally give us water like Miriam did, she gives us water perpetuity and what we can all use. I see the faces of children from Neve Hanna in pictures. I was able to visit there about a month ago, and all of the work that you do, it's the water that you sprinkle on everyone and the seeds that you produce to all the children out there. So you are truly the epitome of these women of the Pesach story, and you are truly a role model to all of us. And may we be able to praise you for many more years. Just because it's 85 doesn't mean that next year and all the years after, we can't have a gathering like this to thank you for all that you do. So love to you. I look forward to seeing you soon. I do miss you in the office and giving you hugs, but a wonderful time to be with everybody. And it's great to see so many familiar faces on the screen as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Rabbi Ellen. But it really is And I know how much your parents were a part of Rabbi Kreitman's life. And he definitely was a source for all of us to think about always, and as definitely a role model for all of us. Thank you. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for your daughter. And I
Thank you.
will be seeing her after Pesach with the group that's coming to Neve Hanna, and Erwin and I will be there so that we will be able to see her and give her a special hug from you, okay?
Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yasha Cohen, thank you so much, Rabbi Ellen. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for all that you are and all that you do and your love and support of Neve Hanna. And yes, I second Janet. Thank you for giving us Cameron. Thank God we have Cameron. Okay, I now want to call on Hetty Bellman. Hetty Bellman, where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, Hetty Bellman is a wonderful, wonderful dear friend to all of us, a dear close friend to Neve Hanna. She and Michael did visit Neve Hanna Children's Home. This was before COVID. And she's an esteemed colleague of ours, a dear friend, a wonderful board member, and she's also part of Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Go ahead, Hetty.
Hi, thank you. Janet, first, happy birthday. Be happy and healthy till 120. Listening to everyone, it can't help but bring emotion. I'm sorry. I was listening to Rabbi Ellen and everything that everyone said. One could write a book, literally, from all the seeds that you've planted in every organization that you have been involved with, intimately as president, and also peripherally in whatever project you felt needed to be done. You made things happen right from the start. I've heard it said, I've said it many times to you and to others. Janet makes things happen. And I see Diane Freed got on here, Anche. Every organization that you touch becomes a better place because of what you do. I wrote a book, but one place that I met you was way back in around 2000 when I was invited to be part of the Wagner Institute at JTS. Many people may not know, I mean, you've seen a lot of writings of all the different organizations you were involved with, but JTS, as president of Women's League at the time, there was a program at JTS where they invited lay leaders from around the country to come and spend a week and learn about JTS and all the great wise leaders of the Jewish community that taught there, that brought wisdom to the Jewish people with all the people that graduated from there. And you invited 9 people from Women's League, and I think you did it a few different times. The class that I was in had 9 Women's League ladies, all of which also were seeds planted within Women's League to move forward. I think it gave me a perspective of Torah Fund that I never would have had. And the leaders that were in this class, I think there were only 40 that they allowed. Rabbi LeBeau was the teacher, and Rabbi Mark Wolf, he wasn't a rabbi quite yet, but he was one of the people that helped, and we met every one of the leaders at JTS in programs and Shabbat and all kinds of teachings. It was really an eye-opener for me, and it basically showed me how Torah Fund was such an important part of one of the special things that Women's League did, among all the other things. And you planted so many seeds. We thank you. You are amazing. Be healthy and happy till 120.
Oh, boy.
And continue to do all of what you do.
Thank you, Hetty. We've been friends for a long time now, and it's my pleasure to say that we are friends.
Thank you, Hetty, so much. You and I will talk, Hetty. We have so much to talk about. I love you. I miss you. I love Zoom, but I miss seeing you in person. Hetty, you give my love to Michael and all your family. And thank you so much for being part of this today. I understand Aviva is here. Aviva?
No, she can't get in.
Can she get in? Because I let her in.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead, Aviva.
A couple of times. Well, I don't have much to say aside from that I was very little. I remember the day I came home from school and Bubby was wearing a gray suit, which she wore. She used to wear these pantsuits. And she told me that she was going to be president of Women's League. And I forever said to everyone, my Bubby is international president of Women's League. And I was always very, very proud of that. And I think that you are a role model to all of your grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And I appreciate personally that you're the one of the biggest role models in my life. And on a not so, not so much of a organization standpoint, my boys absolutely adore you, miss you when you're not there, talk about you when you're not there, and absolutely love every second that they get to spend with you when they are with you. So happy, happy, happy birthday. We love you, and you should live to 120, which everyone has been saying, and it should just be true.
It's my granddaughter, my adopted granddaughter, with the three most beautiful great grandchildren. Thank you, Aviva, for giving me such pleasure and for being your first patient.
I love you very much, Bubby.
Love you too.
Thank you, Aviva, so much for all that you do and your love and support of Neve Hanna Children's Home. We love you.
And I'm very, very proud that Aviva wanted to be on the board of American Friends of Neve Hanna with her husband, Rafi. And it's a pleasure to know that my family will continue supporting and making sure that Neve Hanna does all the things that we really hope for them that they do.
Exactly. Aviva and Rafi will continue on your legacy, Janet. Okay, with pride and passion as much as you do. Okay, because everything you do, Janet, is with pride, inspiration, motivation, passion. Is Evelyn Auerbach here?
Yes, Evelyn is here.
Okay, Evelyn Auerbach. Okay, I give you the floor. Okay, she's joining us by phone. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Evelyn, I give you the floor.
Janet, I'd like to thank you for all that you have done for us. I will not repeat all the things that people have said because we all know the greatness that is in our friend Janet. But I would like to say that I want you to have a long, beautiful, healthy, happy life. I want you to have friendships that keep you going and things to do. And now I would like to also say to you that happy birthday to you. You belong in the zoo with the monkey.
Sure, you're from New Jersey. What do you know?
Here's the boyfriend.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. We're so happy you could be with us today. Is Sandra Capel here? Sandy?
Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Our other esteemed board member, friend, and colleague of Neve Hanna, and of course, Women's League for Conservative Judaism. Sandy, you have the floor. Oh, no. Can she hear?
No, I can't hear Sandy.
Sandy, just unmute.
Unmute.
Okay. You are
Okay, good.
absolutely amazing. It's my privilege to be your friend and to know you. I was introduced to you by Audrey Sitek. I know you from Women's League, and if Audrey were here, she would be quelling. And you're the most gracious hostess I've ever seen. Nothing is too much for you. I love you and wish you a happy, happy birthday.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sandy. We love you, and we can't wait to see you in person. I miss seeing you in person, Sandy. You take care of yourself. Love you. I now want to call on Rabbi DeBruza. Now, Rabbi DeBruza is the Rabbi Emeritus of Beth Israel Congregation of Ann Arbor, Michigan. He is the lead rabbi and chairperson of what is now the Rabbinic Circle of American Friends of Neve Hanna. He is a dear close friend to all that know and love him, an esteemed colleague and board member, and a friend of Neve Hanna. Rabbi DeBruza?
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I will tell you that I first walked into Neve Hanna about 42 years ago, I think, when I was a student in the rabbinical school of JTS in my third year in Israel. And I had the honor, and it really was an honor, of serving as the volunteer rabbi and educator at a much smaller and much less established, much less developed Neve Hanna. But at the time, even then, I knew it was a very special place. And I was thinking about it today, that as we concluded the reading in the Torah a few weeks ago of the building of the Mishkan, the building of the tabernacle in the desert, I was thinking about the fact that even though Neve Hanna clearly is not a tabernacle in that sense, it is a mikdash. It's a place of holiness. It's a sanctuary. It's a place of great meaning, and a place that unites a whole group of people, namely these children who are there. And it's just such a very sacred place and a special place. And in the Torah, it talks about the fact that the tabernacle was a project of the entire group of people, the entire nation that left Egypt. And it says that everybody who wanted to contribute did so. Mikol ish asher yidvenu libo, everybody whose heart was willing contributed to the building of this tabernacle, of this sanctuary. There are so many people who have contributed to the growth of Neve Hanna, the staff, and clearly being the most important. But the people behind the scenes and the people who are helping support the building and support its development and its continued growth are really the most important in many ways. And Janet, there's no one that fulfills that idea of Asher Yidvenu Liba, whose heart is willing as much as you do, because all that you have done for Neve Hanna, all that you have done to support the staff there, to support the projects, to lead the board of the American Friends, has all been for one particular purpose: to help these children be able to succeed in life, be able to, as you said in the description, to be able to rise above the situation that brought them to the Neve Hanna. And that's really that's really what I know you're most proud of, and what you should be most proud of, for all that you've done and for all that you've given, and for all that you've inspired all of us to believe in and to work for Neve Hanna. So happy birthday to you, to 120. I think 27 people have said this already, so that ends up being like 2,700 and whatever, but 120 is good. And just all the best to you, and may you continue to work for the betterment of these children, and be an example for all of us. Mazel tov v'yom huledet sameach.
Thank you, Rabbi DeBruza. It was a wonderful thing about the zoning in, because then I really got to know you. I only knew a name, but for all the years that you were part of our board, and being able to see you and really meet you was my pleasure.
Well, this is one of the advantages of Zoom. I've been on the board for many years. I could never get to any meetings because I'm out here in Michigan. Who lives in Michigan, right? You know, now on Zoom, well, I know, I do too. Hi, but you know what I mean. And I can't come into New York for meetings. So hopefully COVID will be in the rearview mirror, so to speak, so that we can all see each other in person. And I can't wait to get back to Neve Hanna.
I can't wait to have you come back.
I'll be there.
Okay,
Mazel tov.
great.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Debruzin. I love you. And thank you so much for being part of us today. This wonderful, wonderful celebration honoring Janet Tobin. Thank you for all you do too, Rabbi Debruzin. Okay, now I want to call on Marilyn. Okay, Marilyn Noble.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I can't leave without saying something to you, Janet. I mean, this is a wonderful program that Lisa put together for you, and I'm glad to be here. I'm so glad to be part of Neve Hanna. I only met you about 8 or 9 years ago, and it was so wonderful that you asked me to join and work with Neve Hanna. It's been such a remarkable experience for me, and particularly actually being at the children's home. And you are just a pleasure to work with. And I am so glad that I know you and I love you and I wish you such a happy year, happy birthday, all the health. And I hope we can continue to work together for many years.
Thank you, Marilyn. I'm just going to say a few words. Janet, I could talk forever. You know, you and I, we gab for hours late at night at crazy hours in the evening, during the day and whatnot. Janet, all I can say is that I love you and I aspire to your brilliance and greatness and everything that you do in your life, personal and professional. You do it with class and grace and dignity and passion and pride. And I aspire to all that. And I hope I can do you proud. Hope I do you proud now. And I hope I can do you proud 10 years from now and 20 years from now. When you brought me into Neve Hanna, it was in 2016, and you introduced me to Neve Hanna through a fundraiser. And I immediately fell in love with the stories and the children and the staff and all things in the history of Neve Hanna. And I took my first tour and trip to Israel in 2018. And I spent a week volunteering at the Neve Hanna Children's Home. And I fell in love with the children and the staff and the German volunteers and the Israeli volunteers. I formed relationships and friendships, and they've become my family. And Janet, you are my family. Today, tomorrow, and always. And I love you. And I hope I do you proud now. And I hope I can do you proud 20 years from now, when I'll still be with Neve Hanna, and I plan on retiring and always being part of Neve Hanna. They will never get rid of me. I will be with them forever.
Like a red.
I plan on living there too, but I'll talk to Angie later. Anyway, I want to conclude with Zachary Mondreau. Okay, Zachary. Okay, Zachary, sing for your supper. Sing a few more songs in honor
Okay,
of Janet.
I'm torn. I know what I want to end with, so I've got that one set. But now I have Somewhere Over the Rainbow in Yiddish, or I could sing To Life from Fiddler with My Friend Pippic, which some of you have met. You have a preference?
You.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were going to say both. Let's do this one.
Oops.
Yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
I just want to leave you with this last one. My well wishes for you. Blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. This be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and love. May grace and compassion find their way to every heart. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be your blessing. Amen. On your journey I will bless you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechi elach, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi lach, on your journey I will bless you. L'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim. Happy birthday, Janet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, Cantor Monroe, thank you. And yes, I agree with Janet. We have to talk. I want to get you on the cantorial circle. Please, we need you. Thank you so much, Yashiko and Total Rabbi. Thank you so much, Cantor Monroe. I love you. I'm in love with your voice. Thank you for all that you do. This actually concludes everything. But before we end, Marilyn and I want to raise our glasses
And toast you.
and toast you. Janet.
It's 12:30 in New York. We can have wine.
Yeah, we can have wine. It's happy hour somewhere in the world.
Rabbi,
I know it's beyond happy hour in Israel.
So many.
Sorry to interrupt, Lisa, the answer is in Japan, it's already dark, so you are allowed to raise the glass. Simple as that.
As well as in Israel.
Almost, yeah, it's dark. It's gotten dark outside.
Yeah, you can try.
Janet, I have to, Janet, I have to add something. The people so many times said the words unto 120 at Mea ve'esrim. So I have to add something. Usually I say here in Israel, but it's only, you know, with halfway meaning. If I say here at Mea ve'esrim ke esrim, I wish unto 120 like a 20-year-old. So for you, I only will say, stay the way it is, then it's right as a 20-year-old. Go ahead. Love you.
Beautiful.
Thank you all.
Janet Irwin, bye-bye. Happy birthday. Many more. We love you.
Thank you.
Keep going, baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Lessanini, you wanted to say something? I'm glad
Yes.
you're on.
Yeah, we just want to say that we're the newcomers here. We have the wonderful good fortune to live just down the block from Irwin and Janet. When their son Scott and their son Mark said, our parents are coming on Aliyah and they're going to be neighbors and we'd like to have the chance to introduce you. We didn't know what a treat we were in for. We didn't know the dedication, the commitment, the love for Medinat Yisrael, for the people of Israel, for all of the children in the Neve Hanna, for Klal Yisrael. Even in the short few years we've had the opportunity to be part of your lives, we have grown with such respect and admiration for your dignity, your dedication, and all that you do. So just to add to everybody else's words, we wish you continued good health, happiness, and pleasure from all of your beautiful family. You're the best neighbors anybody could want. You never fail to call.
I'm not going to shovel snow for you. I'm not.
No, in Ranana, you don't have to shovel snow. And there's not a day that passes that you don't call to check in. What can we do? What can we help with? Is everything okay? So we wish you and all the wonderful people we had a chance to meet over the past hour and a half continued success, good health. We should only see Shalom al Yisrael, and you should continue in the wonderful work that you do and being the phenomenal role models that you are for us.
Can I also add that it was an absolute honor to be a part of this loving, adoring group of people and know just that little bit that we know, but to hear it from other people of what utter special people you are and how we are so honored to be part of your extended family.
All our love to the both of you.
Thank you. I happen to be a very, very, very lucky woman. I have a wonderful husband of 64 years, fantastic children, Robin, Mark, and Scott, and the best grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but they really are terrific. And my daughter-in-laws are fabulous. So I'm a very lucky person to have all of you and have so many of you as my very, very close friends. And I'm so proud as a person to be able to say, thank you all for being part of my very life and my journey. And I hope to continue having you all as my very close friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. It's an honor to be in your life. Like I said before, I aspire to your greatness. And we love you.
Absolutely.
Really nice program.
Hi, Janet.
Janet's
Bye now.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday,
Thank
Shabbat
you.
Shalom.
Janet.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Bye from Neve Hanna. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Bye, Archie. Archie, we're gonna have a talk soon. We have to talk.
Bye.
Well,
Happy birthday. Pleased
I
to be
love
with you
seeing you
tonight.
there.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
And
Janet.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And Chag Kasher v'Sameach.
Hello, Ahova.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Janet. Tobin, how are you?
A pleasure and a privilege to be here. Yes, sir.
Are you feeling okay now?
No,
No.
no. It's gonna be okay. Once the situation in Europe improves.
It's okay. When I get home, I'll make you my special chopped liver.
Now I feel better. Now I feel better.
Okay.
How
Okay.
was your time in the army?
All right.
I see Evelyn is still on, and Janet, I'm so sorry I
Happy
lost it.
birthday.
I had so much to say, but I was touched by what everyone was saying. And it's so true. Touch everyone in such special ways that it's incredibly special. So Yasher Koach, and talk to you guys soon.
Well, Hetty, there was so much more I wanted to say. Janet and I go way back because of our history within Jewish life, synagogue life, because Janet and my mother, they knew each other through sisterhood, women's league, et cetera, Israel advocacy. So I remember bits and pieces growing up. I would run into Janet because she was always with my mom at this meeting and that conference and this seminar. And but it wasn't until I was older that I got to know Janet better, when I was, a young adult. And of course, our work in sisterhood, Israel advocacy, the synagogue, et cetera, So there was so much more I wanted to say, but sometimes,
Well, I remember from the Merkaz meetings where we met with leaders around the country, and all you did for getting people into getting the synagogues into Merkaz and Merkaz into the synagogues. I'm telling you, I just sat down for a few minutes and I made lists, but it was really from the heart. And I was so touched by what Rabbi Ellen said, and a few other people, that I couldn't catch my breath. And then once I lost it, sorry. Evelyn Auerbach is on there. I see you on the phone.
Evelyn Auerbach.
Auerbach.
Evelyn Auerbach celebrates a birthday next week, correct, Evelyn?
On the 30th, right, Evelyn?
On the 30th is Evelyn's birthday. And she'll get my call from Israel.
Hi, Evelyn.
All right.
Oh, well, I love you guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Doesn't everybody live to be 98?
No.
I'm getting close to 98.
I got a few more years until I turn 90.
Thank you.
Every year we all get closer.
I thank you all for your good wishes. And I want you to know that part of my long life is due to all of you that I have met and worked with through the years and given me joy.
Same for me. Very happy birthday. Hope to see you
Touch all
soon.
of us.
Continue to have joy and health.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Janet, what more can we say, Janet?
All you can say is that Marilyn and Lisa, it is Thursday, and I will be calling you at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh.
We could just stay on.
We will
stay
Zoom.
on.
No.
And I will be right here waiting for the call.
You can have lunch, and I'm gonna make dinner for the man that says I never make him dinner.
Yeah.
And I will call you later, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and one
Have
more
fun.
time. Happy
And
birthday.
thanks again
and
for this
may you
wonderful
have
tribute.
eons more.